few days. But before we look at the British weather, let's have a look further afield, because in Moscow there was a load of rain yesterday. That was due to some thunderstorms. In fact, there's been a lot of pretty heavy thunderstorms in many of the more eastern parts of Europe during the course of the last few days. And you notice over the British Isles, especially across the north and the west, there is a fair amount of cloud too, and that's giving some outbreaks of rain. But let's look at the Tour de France. It looks as if it'll be ideal, maybe a little bit on the hot and sticky side, but certainly fine and dry. And fine and dry applies to many of the southern and western areas of Europe, but as one heads further and further east, so you run into that hot and sticky weather, and of course always the chance of some thunderstorms. Now the sea temperature's going up nicely. They're in the 20s in the Mediterranean, ideal for a dip. They're beginning to go up around the British Isles as well, 17 or 16 degrees or so through the English Channel, and that means to say with the hot weather that we're expecting in the next few days, there'll always be some welcome relief around the coast with those sea breezes. That certainly is going to be the case today. And temperatures across much of England and Wales, certainly into the reasonably warm category, 22, 24 degrees or so. Somewhat cooler in the north. And in fact, we'll find, I think, that the cooler weather in the north retreats in the next few days as the cloud breaks and those outbreaks of rain that we'll look at in a minute eventually clear away. And we can expect the whole country to settle down to a few days of very warm weather indeed. The temperature could well touch 30 degrees in London over the weekend and certainly into the first part of next week. Here's the way it's looking at the moment. Fairly high pressure, but not high enough to prevent little weather systems from affecting Scotland and Northern Ireland through today and into tomorrow. But after that, it's a case of high pressure homing in on the scene, so it's going to be settling down virtually everywhere for some considerable time. For today, it's a two-way split, really. England and Wales, dry and bright, the best of sunshine in the south, some thicker cloud in the north. Fair amount of cloud too through Scotland and Northern Ireland with some showery outbreaks of rain, but that will be clearing away as the day goes on, and it will get drier and brighter. Sun index fairly high, of course, in the south and getting higher all the while. During tonight, some cloud and outbreaks of rain through those northern areas, some fog patches further south, and not a particularly warm night, thankfully, but those sticky nights are to come, I think. But 11 or 12 degrees for the lowest temperature. And then tomorrow it looks as if it's going to be a very similar day to today, with outbreaks of rain in the north, dry and bright in the south. Fine virtually everywhere, though, after that.